In news from the USVI criminal courts, we learned that on St Croix, 2 men have been arrested and charged with gun-related offenses, while another man will have his driving privileges suspended for 90 days after being arrested for driving while intoxicated. And on St Thomas, a man answers to a number of charges stemming from also driving under the influence. We begin on St Croix, where 37-year-old Leon Thomas and 46-year-old Curtis Bernard were arrested on October 2nd on charges of unauthorized possession of ammunition. Bernard was also charged with unauthorized possession of a firearm and unauthorized possession of a firearm in a vehicle. The arrests follow a report by a police officer who stated that on the day in question, she was on mobile patrol when she noticed a black BMW on the Melvin Evans Highway in the vicinity of Home Depot. The officer recognized the vehicle, she said, as one which was reportedly involved in a burglary that she was also investigating. A vehicle registration check revealed that the license plate on the BMW did not belong to that vehicle, and so the officer proceeded to conduct a traffic stop. The driver was later identified as Leon Thomas, while Curtis Bernard was the front seat passenger. When asked to present his documentation, Thomas reportedly admitted that the vehicle was not registered or insured, and also admitted to installing the wrong license plate on the vehicle in an effort to avoid being stopped by police. After being told that the vehicle would be impounded, he consented to a search, which yielded a black sawed-off shotgun, which Thomas said belonged to Bernard, his passenger. Bernard told police that he had just bought the gun, which he admitted to not having a license to carry. A subsequent search of a backpack belonging to Thomas, however, turned up a transparent plastic box which contained 29 .22 caliber rounds of ammunition and several bags of jewelry. Although found in his bag, Thomas told the officer that the ammunition belonged to his passenger, Bernard, as well. A check with the Firearms Bureau confirmed Bernard's admission that he was not authorized to possess a firearm or ammunition in the territory, and neither was Thomas. Both were then arrested. In court on Monday, the judge ruled that Thomas would be allowed to post 10% of his $5,500 bail requirement, with the remainder as an unsecured bond. Meanwhile, Bernard was allowed to post $2,500 cash, with the remainder of his $50,000 bail requirement as an unsecured bond to secure his release. The 2 men are to surrender their passports and are banned from leaving St Croix without the court's written authorization. Thomas has been ordered to report to the probation office every Tuesday, while Bernard will be on 24-hour house arrest with the use of an electronic monitor. They are to have no contact, either directly or indirectly, with any witnesses or each other while the matter is pending. Still on St Croix, 56-year-old Cyprian Daisy was recently arrested on charges of operating a vehicle while intoxicated. Police responded to a report of a collision on Queen Mary Highway, Christiansted, where they observed a green Dodge Dakota truck facing east with a male individual sleeping in the back. They also observed a white Toyota Tundra with damage to the rear passenger wheel facing west and a green Honda Accord with damage to the front bumper also facing west. The sleeping driver, subsequently identified as Cyprian Daisy, was awakened and informed police that he did not need medical attention. Observing his glassy eyes and the smell of alcohol emanating from his person, the responding officer asked Daisy to provide documentation for his vehicle, upon which he staggered to the cabin to retrieve them. He showed police his Florida driver's license and was Mirandized, and then the 3 standardized field sobriety tests were administered. Daisy failed 2 of the tests and declined to perform the last, telling police that he just couldn't do it. He was then taken to the Anselmo Marshall Command Police Station and refused a further test for intoxication. During his advisement hearing in court on Monday, a judge ruled that Daisy would need to post 10% of his $1,000 bail requirement to secure release. He is to have no contact with any witnesses in the matter, and his driving privileges were suspended for 90 days. In another DUI case, this time on St. Thomas, Joel Benjamin was recently arrested following a vehicular collision on September 30th. When officers arrived at the intersection of Emile Francis Drive and Tabor and Harmony Road, they found a black Toyota Tacoma pickup and a silver Dodge Durango SUV, with the driver of the Dodge having left the scene to visit a bathroom. Upon his return, police identified Benjamin, who told the officer he had difficulty due to a medical condition. Police noted the smell of alcohol on Benjamin's breath, upon which the man initially told them that he had consumed 2 light beers before getting behind the wheel. Upon further questioning, Benjamin amended his narrative to include only 1 drink. However, he failed the first of 3 standardized field sobriety tests and was then transported to the Traffic Investigation Bureau for the other 2, since conditions at the accident scene were not conducive for the administration of those tests. Benjamin, who walks with a cane, was not able to complete the other field sobriety tests, but consented to a chemical test of his blood alcohol content, which returned a result almost twice the legal limit. Police investigations revealed that Benjamin had been traveling southwestward while the Tacoma was headed in the opposite direction, while Benjamin tried to turn right on Tabor and Hominy Road, resulting in his right front side making contact with the right side of the Tacoma. In court on Monday, the judge noted that Benjamin had posted the full amount of his $1,000 bail requirement and did not adjust the conditions for his continued release. He is not permitted to leave St. Thomas or St. John without written authorization from the court and must report to the probation office once a week. He is prohibited from consuming alcohol or possessing a firearm or ammunition. Benjamin was ordered to surrender his driver's license at his arraignment hearing on October 21st and will be barred from driving for 90 days.